overcome obstacles. Are you ready? They asked me. I stood there, awkwardly, one foot in front of the other, hands gripped tightly on the block, waiting. And then I heard the count. 1, 2, 3. Splash! It hurt so much, I couldn't feel my embarrassment. I had done a perfectly horrible belly flop. My entire body felt as if electrical shocks were going through it. Not only did I ache all over, but my friends, coaches, and even a handful of parents were watching. I wanted to get out of the pool and run sobbing into the bathroom, never to return. It was then that I realized I had an obstacle to overcome, both physically and emotionally. I could feel the failure and run from it, or I could learn to overcome it. I knew what I needed to do and made a decision to work on both my attitude and my skills. I had to learn how to dive off the diving block correctly. I wanted to do it, so I didn't run away crying. That's one thing about me. If I want something badly enough, I truly believe that if I work hard enough at it, I can master it. And so it was with my racing dive. It didn't happen overnight. Many belly flops later, I managed to go in head first. I must admit, there were a few times I wanted to give up, but I just knew if I kept trying, I'd succeed. And I did. I was so glad I had taught myself to use my emotions in a positive way, because that optimistic belief that I can master anything I put my mind to really came into play the following summer. Granddaddy and I had a very special relationship. We loved to watch movies together. Snuggling with him in his favorite chair was always comfy and warm. He'd fall asleep halfway through, but I didn't care because I felt so close to him. Suddenly, he had to go into the hospital. I was sad because I was too young to go into his room to even see him. He couldn't talk on the phone, so I had no way to communicate with him. I wrote him notes, but I never got to see him read them. Then he died. I was heartbroken. I realized I'd never be able to see him again or feel the warmth of him beside me. That's when my mom got an idea. She thought that I could sing Amazing Grace at his funeral just as if I was singing one last song to him. On the day of his funeral, I began to feel nervous and fearful just as I had on the diving block the previous summer. But when the pianist started playing, I just relaxed and let the words flow. I sang in a crowded church full of all his friends and our whole family. And I am so glad I had a chance for that one last goodbye. Shortly after the funeral, I was faced with yet another challenge, our biggest meet of the year. I had worked hard all summer and was determined to win the IM for girls 9-10. The team we swam against was so big that I found myself on the blocks against a row of 10-year-olds. I swam as hard and fast as I could, but I ended up coming in 4th place. I then knew I had my work cut out for me. This time, it was physical changes I needed to make. And I knew if I was going to beat this team, I would have to practice year-round. That's when I asked my mom to sign me up at Dynamo. Twice a week, we work on various drills to help improve muscles and endurance. I also checked out several books on Michael Phelps to learn what it took for him to become a winner. But the most interesting thing I've done is to interview Olympic gold medalist David Fox. He told me to write my goals down, learn from my mistakes, and always make time for fun. I am using what I have learned, both emotionally and physically, to help me overcome any obstacles I will face in my future. Wish me luck in the IM this summer.